Hello. Okay, so I may say this often, but I was not planning on recording tonight. And as I start the recording, I honestly was not paying attention to the time at all on the clock. And when I started, it's 10:10 p.m. where I am. It actually just turned to 10:11. So I just heard step up. A step up or step up. And I was taking notes the last few days for the next recording that I wanted to do. And I just heard as I was cooking. And I just got the feeling that maybe it's time to record something. And as soon as I was like, should I record? I don't know if you heard that, but something just like dropped in the background. As soon as I went to record, or as soon as I asked that question, there were like all these horns. So I'm on the 31st floor in a building. And all of these like crazy noises outside just started happening like at the same time. Like a bunch of horns, maybe like some sort of motorcycles. It was just like really, really intense. And today is the 19th of June when I'm recording this, and I know we have just some astrological stuff. We have a full moon coming up on I just looked it up. I think it's the 21st. And then we have the solstice tomorrow, the 20th of June, 2024. I don't know if you can hear another motorcycle going by. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, I guess it's time. So I did a little bit of a clearing, and I had some candles lit, and I was actually guided to blow some of the candles out and like utilize the smoke for a cleanse or a clearing. One of the candles went out on their own, and the last candle is still standing. So yeah, like I said, anyway, I was going to look at the notes that I've written down the past few days, but I kept hearing just straight channel. So not like straight channel as in trance channel, but just like don't plan it and just push record. So that's what I'm doing. So if you're listening to this, I'm just being asked to take a breath, and you can join me if you'd like. I was doing some breathing before I started. It's funny, I am watching these two white French bulldogs. One is a girl named Luna, actually, and the other is a boy. And they've been like playing off on their own. And I sat down in this one spot, and right when I push record now, Luna, the girl, I believe, was coming up to me and just like jumping on my leg. So yeah, this Luna moon, full moon, there's something really significant about the full moon. Okay, so let's take a breath and get into this. Oh, and I just looked down at the timer. I put my phone down, and it's 3:33 on the timer. So if you want to take a breath in through your nose, maybe pull in your belly button towards your spine, and just hold it, and then just like audibly exhale. Okay, as I was doing that, Luna is jumping on my leg again. If you hear snorting in the background, they're both French bulldogs, so they snort like constantly. This is my first day with them, but yeah, they're big snorters. Okay, so, but they're really, really cute. Yeah, so any of the things I've mentioned so far could be relevant in some way. Okay, I was just being guided to, I was, a banana that I have one single, a red banana actually, is just sitting on top of coconut oil. I don't know why I was guided to look at that. And then the candle flame that I have lit, like, started to flash and, like, caught my eye. And basically it was like, look at me. So I'm just going to look into the flame for a second and see if there's anything coming up. Okay, so I heard like beam and spotlight. Now I'm hearing the song Moonbeams, which actually there's a lot of like father energy, masculine energy. So like father sky could be relevant. And I'm hearing, the song, I think it was Frank Sinatra. My grandfather used to sing the song when I was little. Moonbeams, if you'd like to swing in a jar, something, then I'd rather be a mule. I don't know. That song's just coming through. And it's funny because one second, I'm hearing multiple things at once, so I'm just going to ask where Okay, so when I opened up the container to start bringing through for the highest good, okay, I'm seeing 00 on a different clock that is around here, and I saw 155 as well. So these numbers can be relevant. 0 point energy, and then I heard to talk about when the container was open, my whole body, I mean, this happens to me often, but it was like within a few seconds, my, especially my left hand started to tingle, and then both of my palms, my crown started to tingle, and like my whole body was just like lit up in chills. And you know when you have chills, but it was like my chills had chills. Like it was like this full body kinesthetic experience. So I heard clairsentience, which if you're not familiar, clair is just means clear in French, so it would be like clear feeling. I feel like there's a deepening of this clair, if you will, and I feel like, excuse me, I just burped a little bit. If you hear me burp, in case you're not familiar with me, I will burp when I'm clearing, and I know a lot of other these Frenchies are hilarious. I know a lot of other people have that release when they clear energy as well. And yeah, the fact that I'm even speaking of that might be something you're experiencing, where you're noticing, no matter where you are, like if you're tuning in with other people in any type of like clearing session, or just for yourself, you might notice some like bodily releases. This won't be for everyone, but just for a few of you, if you're new to this and you're like, what is happening to me? I know it, and you know, I've seen so many different types of this release. I've seen people yawn. I've seen people like lose their voice. I've seen people cough a lot, and I've had all these experiences myself. But usually you have, I don't want to generalize, but it's more often that you have, like one sort of general release, and then it can come through different ways, but of course not always. And it's so funny, I'm being shown so many things at once that I'm almost like freezing. So that could be something you're experiencing right now, where you're kind of like, I'm hearing like a drought, like you may have gone through some sort of like feeling like you were in a drought, whether it's like emotionally, I'm even speaking funny, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, all the above, none of the above, like just some sort of drought. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, my right thumb, I keep doing that. I'm very opposite lately. My left thumb, which for me is the feminine fire element. So there's like a fire that has lit up in you. I'm hearing heartburn, so some of you may have been clearing that. I'm hearing like for a long time. So it could be like, a family thing, like maybe it runs in your family. I'm hearing aloe. Of course, I am a certified herbalist, but only, do your research, do your due diligence, make sure, this is not like a I'm not telling anyone what to do. This is just what's coming through. So, utilize your own discernment, and if that feels right for you, and, make sure anything I say with any guidance will always be like, it's your responsibility to check in and make sure, that you're aligned with that. And because this will be for whoever is listening and tuning in, every single thing may not be for you, but yeah, I just wanted to say that. Anyway, so yeah, there's like this fire that has been, so you might be like, I'm hearing like stop and go, start and stop, like about to take off, and then you get really tired, or you have a lot of creative energy coming through, and then you're like, whoa, I need some time to process, or some space. And really, I'm just hearing like, yes, there's no really guidance in this. It's just maybe like a confirmation in terms of like, follow your own process and allow that to come through. So one second, because I feel like I just need to take a breath. Right now I'm just like really tuning into my physical body and letting the messages come through that. So some of you may be practicing this where you are, or you're already maybe really adept at it, and you are coming into that next phase and integration. So yeah, there will be like an array of different experiences. And of course, just a reminder in case anyone is thinking of this, like, it's not like anyone's better than anyone or a hierarchy of, it's just we all have our different points in consciousness and time space. And as I said that, my computer, I have on a subliminal. It's for 32 hertz. I think it's actually, oh wow, it's like effortless money, subliminal, abundance, wealth, etc. So I had it on my screen already, but yeah, the computer glitched out, and as I said that, so now I'm seeing 10:22 on one of the clocks. I had an experience today. I actually wrote this down to talk about in the next recording, and it's funny, my voice, this is the second time where I'm recording and my voice is like giving out, so there's definitely some sort of like huge throat authentic expression, like wave coming through. And with the solstice and the full moon, I think this is like one of the primary, I'm seeing someone like shoot an arrow into a target, so, and then like something's rippling, so it's like behind the target there's like some sort of material that's being affected, and there's like this huge ripple effect. So because of this authentic expression that's starting to come through a lot of us in the collective, and again, if you've been feeling like you're already like attuned to that, there's just like maybe an expansion of that, like that ripple. And so everyone will be in, again, like their different like relationship to that. And as this like ripple is happening, it's like it's affecting different areas of the body as well. So it's like internally and externally, there's like this. I feel like a lot of people right now, and I've actually noticed this, and I didn't realize I noticed this until I'm tuning in right now, so collectively, but it feels like a lot of people are being called to like, and not, when I say being called, I don't even know that it's like, it's not out of, it doesn't feel like it's out of pressure. I just feel like I've noticed a lot of people like in my life, in different ways are like, I don't know, just maybe tuning into their self-awareness more, or having more like body-friendly practices. It'll be different for everyone, but just wanting to look at some of their shadows of their past, or tune into different areas of their life that maybe have been neglectful for a long time. And interestingly, it's like some people, it feels like it's more kind of forced, like, something in their life that they might, like I've noticed a lot of people like injuring their ankles, or like injuring some part of their body and then being forced to slow down. And then some other people, it's more like an emotional thing, and they're like, oh, maybe I should look at this, or like a birthday is coming and they're like reflecting on their past year. So there's like different points of the collective theme of like self-awareness, and I'm hearing improvement. Although, you know, if you look at it from like a more Eastern spiritual perspective, it's, you know, we're always meant to be like where we are, we're meant to be. So, and I was talking about this in the last video of like the duality and holding both of those positions of like whatever topic we're talking about, of embodying, like essentially, there's an oracle card from, I think her name is Toni Barron-Klett, but I'm not sure. No, I'm thinking of the actress. If anyone's listening to this, and I know her so well, but I'm confusing. So maybe someone's been watching movies with Toni Collette or something. I've always really liked her, so I don't know. Maybe, I don't know why she's coming through, but there is an oracle card author who, there's the animal spirit oracle, and there's a dolphin card, this and that are true. So that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. Okay, I just looked at a clock and I saw 10. I can't even see the other number. It's like there's like a light over it. So when I started this, I mentioned it was 10:10. Oh, I'm seeing 10:10 again. There's another 10 on a different clock. So yeah, I've heard the, you know, number 10 described in so many different ways, but what I'm getting from this is like the Wheel of Fortune card in tarot, right? It's like that's number 10, because now I'm seeing it in like in my mind's eye in like Roman numeral. So now I'm seeing like all these 10s just like popping up in different formats and different styles. So let me see what that is actually before I just keep going. Okay, I was reminded of an infinity loop, and I saw a light code. I'll probably somehow incorporate what I'm about to explain in the thumbnail when I post this. But I saw a light code in the sky. It was like I don't know what word to use, almost like an electric blue. And it was an infinity loop, but it didn't loop all the way. It was the left side wasn't completely looped. So it's like these completions, these cycles of completions. Usually when you see like 9-9 or 9-9-9, it's like you're wrapping up these cycles. And like 10-10, you know, like the balance of each side of the infinity loop, it's like, okay, so it's showing me like it's complete. And this, back to the 0 point field. It's like the rest of that loop hasn't been, I'm actually seeing like clairvoyantly like little dashes and dots, and I'm hearing Morse code. So maybe someone here, I don't know if you know Morse code, that's really cool. Comment something about that. But yeah, it's like filling in. I've been seeing this image a lot in different ways, where if you've ever played like a video game, like I'm getting Mario, for example, when you can see some of the outline in the board that you're playing or the level that you're playing, and you didn't fill it in yet, but the outline is there. So that's what I'm seeing. It's like this infinity loop where there's like dashes and lines, but it hasn't, that part of it, the left side, hasn't been filled in yet. So take that how it can resonate for you. But yeah, like a lot of us are calling in these like power-ups, if you will. I don't know why video game stuff is coming through, and like filling in that aspect as we go. It's like, I'm hearing that song again. I think I heard this in another video, One Step at a Time from Jordan Sparks. I think that's who sings it. And I'm going to pause again. Yeah, that's all I'm hearing for that. So I'm just gonna move on. Okay, I'm being reminded. Yes, Luna. What can I do for you? I know I'm in a long pause, but I feel like this pup is showing me something. I do feel like there's a message there, but I'll come back to it. So I was reminded of this dream that I had the other day. And I woke up saying chromium chloride. And I honestly don't know where I got that from. Sometimes I'll wake up saying things or hearing things or both. And so I looked it up, and it's a mineral actually, which is funny because in the dream there was a penny in some sort of water fountain. The dream felt much more dramatic than what I'm about to say. But yeah, there was this penny in this water fountain, and I had to utilize scrying with this I kept seeing this really vibe. It's funny, I just looked over and saw Dave's bread. I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but I'm sure they do. Dave's bread, yeah. And there's this lime green. I don't know if lime green is the right, but it's like grass green. And that was the color that I forgot that bag of bread was there. That was the color in the dream, and it was I had to scry into this water to help solve some sort of water issue. And the penny that was in this water, I somehow was utilizing this scrying, and clairvoyantly in the dream I was seeing this green energy come off. And so when I woke up and I looked up chromium chloride, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a mineral. So some of you may be feeling called to remineralize yourself, or maybe you've already been doing that. I know I did a short video the other day about people being called or have been doing microdosing. And one of the things about microdosing is when you, jump into a lot of serotonin, it can deplete you of minerals. And this has been coming through for me for a while. And I found a video the other day from someone who I follow on Instagram. I don't know her personally, but she's an herbalist as well, and she does, I think, really great work. And she was talking about this, and I watched her video, and I was like, oh my God, this has been coming up for me so much. And I then was guided to download something that she recommended, and I can post that in the section what's it called, the comment section? No, the description box, in case anyone is interested. But it's a handbook to remineralize. Why can I not say that word correctly? Yourself. So I also just saw 17 on one of the clocks. Yeah, and again, this is not me telling anyone to do anything. I'm just offering some resources and things that have been coming up. And if you feel called to this, or if just tune into your body and notice any surroundings around you. You may hear certain things, or my right palm just lit up, and as if someone was tickling it. So maybe someone's having kinesthetic responses. So another thing I realized in the dream, the penny, when I looked it up and what a penny is made of, copper, and there were a few other metals it can be made from. And when I started to take notes on the dream, I asked for some messages to come through when I was recording the dream. And a lot of us are being called to detox heavy metals out of our system and stuff. So I feel like that was kind of because the water in the fountain in the dream was toxic, like I said, and I was trying to utilize scrying. So there's so much right there to unpack in itself. I'm actually not being called to dive into that at the moment, so I'm sure more will come through. But for those of you who practice these things like scrying and who are interested in any of the things I mentioned, feel free to share what you get as well, because this is a co-created collective experience. My computer again was flashing and glitching out when I was driving today. I don't even know how to tell this story. I was driving today, and I was listening to the radio, just like the old school radio, and I had give me please bear with me for a second. I need to okay, so a song was on the radio. It was actually the Foo Fighters. Oh my god, I haven't heard them in so long. Learn to Fly. And it it happened so quickly, but I had this moment where I was like, oh, I was singing it out loud. I was by myself in the car, and I accidentally clicked on the scan button or whatever to change the radio station. But I was singing the part, I know the words, so I was singing, and then it went to a different station, and I was like, oh man, I want to hear that again. And then I went back to the station, and then it I know that song very well, and it went back to the part where I thought I missed for a second. And I was like, oh, I know this sounds crazy, but it happened so quickly, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, that just happened. And then it did it again. It glitched again, so I heard it twice, the same part repeated 2 to 3 times after I tuned the station. If anyone is listening to this and what is she talking about, just please let it fly by. But maybe this has happened to someone recently, or maybe it's starting to happen. But yeah, and it was almost time just stretched out and stood still, and then bounced back, and I was like, what is happening? And I know, yeah, sure, things can happen with the radio and whatever, but it was my mind was already tuned in to experiencing this. I don't know, it was really wild. Okay, the next thing, I went to the beach this morning, and it was so nice, and I was laying on the sand after I was I didn't go all the way in the water. It was super rough today, and it's a long story, I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but anyway, I went eventually and laid back on a towel to dry off before I left. And I looked up in the sky, and I saw, I've seen things in the sky. I've had recordings of different things. And sometimes there's logical explanations and sometimes there's not. So to be honest, I truly don't know. This one, I tried to get it on camera, and the second, I'm seeing 2:22 on the clock again. When I tried to get my camera out to try and record, it disappeared, and I was like, of course. So sometimes it was this black, it was kind of dark gray black, and it was daytime, and there was just flying through the clouds, and it was circular, and I was like, okay, is this a bird, is this a plane, is this Superman, what is this? And I followed it for a little bit with my eyes. No, it was funny. I looked around on the beach. There weren't a ton of people, but there was everyone was looking at their phone. And I was and I actually didn't have my phone out. It was away. And then I tried to grab it to see if I could record. And normally if I go to the beach, I don't even usually bring my phone, but I was on a time crunch today. So I had to bring it to make sure that I wasn't late for something. And anyway, when I looked up, and it was gone, I was kind of laughing to myself because, like I said, there were people, but not a ton of people right next to me. And I was like, oh, okay, was that some sort of craft or something? And then a bunch of birds just started squawking, as they were not squawking at all, nothing. And as soon as I said that, they were squawking. And I've had experiences before with this, so if any of you have, yeah, so someone here might be starting to see, or maybe you so there will be multiple groups here. This may be your first encounters coming through for some of you. I'm hearing it's been a while. You may have had a stretch. I know that happened to me. I had a stretch where I was having all this phenomena, and then kind of went appearingly quiet. Yeah, so that just wanted to come through as well. Okay, now I'm hearing high self. I heard embodiment and then infusion. So I was thinking about doing, when I was on the beach today, actually, I was bringing through this whole activation meditation type thing, and it really had to do a lot with walk-in. So some people here may associate with that term, or if you're not familiar, if that phrase like does anything to your like emotional body, your mental body, your physical body, it may be something you're being called to look into. And yeah, I'm obviously not going to do that at this moment, but, and I just heard another like car engine motorcycle thing like speed up. Yeah, so this idea of like different layers of aspects of our, I'm hearing like the monad that have been being walked in. So walk-ins, just like a brief little thing in case anyone here isn't familiar. There's different types of walk-ins, and I know that this topic can be like, there's so much to say, and there's so many different, you know, differing experiences, and then some people are like, this cannot even be real. I feel like I've been in all of these boats, if you will. I'm not going to share it now, but I have had my own experience with this before I like knew what it was, and then it started coming into my reality. So yeah, you can like have different types of walk-ins. But anyway, so I've been feeling called to record something. There's so many background noises happening right now. To record something where it's essentially like no matter which, you know, type of walk-in you identify with, or, and again, if you don't identify with that, maybe you know someone who does, or maybe it's just a topic of interest. And there's like this infusion that I feel like collectively is happening where, you know, whether it's like you walked in more of your own monad or high aspects of yourself, or your completely different soul signature or energy signature, or if you are, some people have like, they say multiple frequencies or souls, you know, within the vessel. So there's just this like, again, infusion that I think is being called to like integrate more in the body. And now I'm hearing like etherization of the blood. Somehow some water just, I'm staying at someone's home and they have water dripping from their ceiling. Damn, they didn't tell me that. And like I said, it's my first day here, so I don't know if someone here is experiencing that in their own home. It could also stand for, or wherever they're staying, it could also stand for, I'm hearing, this is a very strange phrase, emotional seepage. Never heard that before that I can remember. Yeah, so maybe someone here is like, another motorcycle, having some sort of like emotional seepage. Let me sit with that for a second. I'm hearing the cracks, in the cracks, in between the cracks. Yeah, now I just felt like a whole, like a dam bursting open. So I did a recording the other day talking about a breakthrough energy. So maybe someone here is about to have a breakthrough and that's coming through again. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of like masculine, feminine dance happening of like, I know in the collective right now, a lot of people are talking about this where there's, and again, depending where you are at this point, but there's this, like that infinity loop I was talking about, this strong, my hands are tingling again. I was just called to like rub my hands together. Yeah, so like bringing together the masculine and feminine and like creating something. Like I'm creating friction and heat within my palms. I don't know if you can hear that. And it's 10:44 on the clock, so. Okay, Daisy. I've been seeing Daisy symbolism. I've been hearing the name. I've been like, just the last few days, the name or the flower Daisy has come up like at least 5 times in like 2 days or something. And I looked it up and it said it's representative of like newness, new beginnings. It could be like the birth of a child or, you know, of course, the birth of a project. And like in this case, the integration of, and I've been talking about this a lot, like the masculine and feminine. And when you like truly integrate that, like the newness that comes from that integration. And that's probably why this idea of like walk-ins coming through and like really integrating within the physical vessel. Because like, you know, these things kind of, what I've noticed, pattern recognition, they happen in waves, and they really do kind of coincide with like our astrological or celestial events and cycles. So like, you know, there might be like a wave. I'm hearing like Dolores Cannon, the waves of volunteers. So some people here maybe like tuning into her, or maybe she's been coming up for you lately, or maybe she's someone you kind of looked into in the past, and like some of her teachings are starting to really like seep in again, like that seepage. Is that the word I said earlier? I don't know, I'm hearing that. And so there's like these waves of experiences where they'll kind of like come in through these different, if you want to use the term Stargate or celestial cycles and openings. And then there's like these integration periods, or there's these purging periods, you know, and because time essentially out of the 3D realm is non-linear, and because it's like everyone kind of like, I'm just seeing like so many like weavings, you know, like there's all these different groups and waves like mingling together right now. And so again, etherization of the blood is coming through. That is an anthroposophical term. If you're not familiar, Gigi Young is someone who talks really in depth about these things. So, you know, she is a really good source. Rudolf Steiner, if you're not familiar, is like, I guess you can say like the, at least from my knowledge, he's like what birthed through anthroposophy, at least like really well known today. And so the idea of like anchoring in these higher realms, however you want to look at it, like these higher templates into the physical vessel. So there's been this surge in solar flares and, you know, aurora activity, and which of course then, just like that infinity loop, there's like a push up from these tower moments and shadows, and, you know, integration of things that people haven't been wanting to look at. Someone here may be having like facial like breakouts, or you know, maybe breakouts on different parts of your body. I'm getting the face mostly, but it could be anywhere. You know, there's just these things that are like being pushed up to the surface to be looked at. And so depending where you are in this place, maybe you're someone who's having that experience, maybe you're just experiencing a little bit because you're super empathic and you're holding the collective energy, and then you're being guided to hold that space for others. You know, take it how it fits for you. Okay, let's see. I just saw the word hello. I don't even know if it was actually the word hello, but something flashed on the screen that is in front of me for the music. And I could just see H-E-L-L, and then like I couldn't see the rest of the words for some reason. And then I heard in my head hello, and there's a song, I just came to say hello. Oh, what song is that? I don't want to sing right now. My voice is like drowning out. I just came to say hello. I don't know, that song's coming through. If anyone remembers it, please comment it. But yeah, so maybe there's someone unexpectedly who's going to drop in and say hello. Because that just came like out of nowhere. And I just heard Hello Kitty. It could be a message or a sign for someone in some way. Yeah, I'm still hearing the song in my head. Okay, now music is coming through really strongly. Black Eyed Peas, I got a feeling. I think it's Black Eyed Peas. That song just popped in my head. It was like the song Hello, like transitioned into that song. So maybe someone here is listening like to mashups. I think that's what it's called. Or binaural beats. You know, they use like 2 different beats in each ear. That could be helpful if you're not. That could just be coming through as like something to work with. Yeah, I got a feeling. Oh, okay. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Well, that, you know, we can look in the lyrics or just listen to it, and maybe there's like deeper messages for you. But what I'm getting from that song, just off the cuff, is like, so, this because this is going to be very specific. So for someone who's like been maybe feeling like, oh yeah, I'm seeing 2, 3, 4 on the clock. Again, progression. Like, oh my God, my body just got so tense. So it's like, you just want to like go have some fun, and whatever that is to you, you know, like go ahead. I'm here. Go have fun. It's okay. It's safe. I mean, on the reverse of that, this will probably be for way, way less. But if someone's experiencing maybe you're having too much fun. I mean, I don't know. I'm just hearing that. Maybe you just like need a night in. Like that's okay too. Yeah. And I just heard pole reversal. So maybe someone here has been looking into, and I'm seeing like the Arctic, the North Pole. I just felt a weird water drop go to my back again. Yeah. So there's like, I'm hearing like, the caps are melting. Like, what should we do? I don't know. Maybe someone's like going through that right now. Like those rabbit holes. You know, like the North Pole, and I'm seeing like the like conspiracy theory gambit. Like, oh my God, there's ships coming in and out of the North Pole, and how are people not talking about this? And you know, et cetera, et cetera. Let me see what it's coming through. And I don't mean to like laugh or make fun of. I'm just bringing through. It is coming through like a lighthearted lens, so I feel like that's good. I feel like maybe there is some sort of like, yeah, I heard aardvark. I don't know why I heard aardvark, but then I'm seeing what was that being, the woolly mammoth? I'm seeing a lot of like, yeah, like things preserved in ice and in time, and like these things are melting. Okay, this is like really, I do not want to go here, but I'm just going to say what I'm getting. I haven't checked in on this stuff in a while. There was a time period where I was like very into this research, and it's been like years for me. So if anyone's like fresh on this, please add your perspective if you don't mind. But like, I'm kind of seeing like there might be some sort of, you know, I don't want to do prediction work because all right, I'm just going to say what I'm seeing. There's like going to be some sort of like melting. I'm literally just seeing like ice melting, and then something's going to be discovered in some way. Oh, do you hear the dog barking? What is it? Okay, one of the dogs is holding this like, it looks like a blue disc, but it's like almost like a, not quite turquoise, but it's just like very, I said electric blue in the beginning. Oh my God, I just realized it's like the same color blue. Yeah, it's like this like electric icy blue toy, I guess. And they have a million toys, but they're like fighting over this one toy. So there might be some sort of like, yeah, like people arguing or fighting over this discovery that might be happening in like, I keep hearing like polar ice caps. Like I'm not really thinking right now, I'm just hearing things. So, and you know, if this isn't literal, maybe there's something metaphorical like in your own energy field, or it could be both. But there's something that's about to come to the surface and like, you know, melt off. Oh my God, the water just turned my back again as soon as I said that. This is so ridiculous. It's probably so disgusting. So I'm just like, it's fine. Okay, what else is coming through? What is it? Well, it just sounded like someone was tapping on the balcony. I just heard in my head a bird. And as I said that, my computer glitched again. It just went like black like 3 times. So a few posts that I made recently, I've been talking about a lot of electronic, I guess for lack of a better word, manipulation. That sounds really bad. Just more like phenomena coming through electronics. So that could be relevant for someone. I'm not going to go into full detail of that, but that just wanted to be brought up. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. Double mission. That phrase keeps coming through a lot. So a lot of you may feel like you're on a double mission. Oh my God, so funny. I didn't realize I was wearing my glasses. They're mostly for blue light. I used to wear like a light prescription, and honestly, I just haven't gotten it refilled in so long. So now there's blue light, so I just wear them for that sometimes. And as, I don't know why, I was like guided to take off my glasses as I said blue light. So I don't know, you think of like Clark Kent and like his double personalities or whatever, his double life. Take that how that will fit for you. But yeah, maybe some of you are just coming into this like remembrance. Maybe some of you have like been at it for a while, and there's like that next layer is going to be revealed of like I just heard the word star twin. I've never heard that in my life together. Star twin? I don't know. That's what I heard. Star twin. My eyes also just got like really heavy. Like I just needed to like really rub them. So maybe some of you are really like being called or really in need or could benefit from like lymphatic massage. You know, you can do this yourself and or get someone to do it for you. Maybe you're already doing it. I'm hearing if you are, keep it up because it's really helping. Yeah, I'm just like rubbing my eyes so hard right now. Whew. I don't know if you heard that motorcycle. And I just saw 10:55 on the clock. So I've been seeing 5 for 5 a lot today. And 888. And yeah, this money manifestation thing. So there might be like, I'm hearing it's not even just money. It's just the idea of like a change in your own auric magnetism with the efforts of joining the masculine and feminine, like being open to receive and taking aligned action that is calling in this next level of change and, you know, wealth, abundance, prosperity. I'm hearing Ganesh, that could be relevant for someone. Remover of obstacles. I heard landslide. I don't know if someone here is like trying to participate in something. I'm hearing it's by a landslide. I don't know exactly what that's for, but that's what I heard. How long have I been going? Wow. 46 minutes. Oh, it just turned 47:00. I thought this was like 20 minutes. So some of you can be experiencing. Yeah, I was talking about like the glitches, like some sort of like time. I heard time suck, but like it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could be in a good way. I remember like when I first started like consciously participating in different like energy healing sessions or just something that I really loved to do. Time was like flying by and I was like, how, you know, time was like speeding up so quickly. So, you know, you may be experiencing that where the vast contrast of like doing something that you like really don't enjoy, the time is like going so slowly, it's like a time suck. And then like you do something like I love doing this. So to me it felt like 5 minutes, but it's been like 40 something minutes. So then you may be experiencing like, you know, time like completely speeding up and then you're like, whoa, where did the time go? And then, like I said earlier, like that weird time glitch that I had in the car listening to that song, which I don't like listen to them. I haven't had like a lot of throwbacks from you have been coming on, like a lot. And actually like past stuff has been coming through dreams too. Like past people, past songs have been coming up. So that could be relevant for someone or a few people. I'm hearing that song again. I just came to say hello. So yeah, if people are coming back from the past or, you know, whether it's dream time, daydreams, fantasies, literal songs, TV shows, like there's something about that. I'm actually hearing like, I just saw 243 for me. That's like a number when like my spirit team is like just kind of sending love. So that could be for someone, but like the subtle realm teams, whatever you want to call them. I'm hearing like us and other, you know, like whatever. I'm not going to get into all that right now. But yeah, so there's like, I'm hearing like just breathe out and like it's okay to like, I know there's like so much when we talk about, you know, ascension and like staying present. And yes, these things are very important. And I talked about that in my last audio. I think it was like something about presence, expansion. But like, I'm hearing it's okay, you know, like of course listen to yourself. And I'm just bringing through a message where, yeah, I'm hearing beeping in the background. Like it's okay, like to enjoy yourself and maybe like listen to songs that you used to love, or listen to things maybe that you didn't used to love. And it's just like, oh, I'm not there anymore. Like, just seeing how far you've come. Like, there could be different waves of feelings and reasons why this is coming through. But yeah, that just wanted to come up. There was something else, like a queue. Like, I had like a queue of messages and it just went blank. So maybe someone here is going through like a queue, like a line. Is what I meant. Yeah, now I just saw 4-4, so many number, and 0-0, 11-0-0, 11 o'clock, and 4-4. So there's so many number synchronicities coming through. Let's see. Yeah, another motorcycle. So something is like really speeding up, and there's this, again, I'm hearing like deepening of alignment. So, and I keep wanting to just like breathe out. Like, I feel like I'm like holding my breath, and I just have to be like, yeah, so breath work could be relevant, breath work in all different forms. There's so many forms of breath work and so many amazing people facilitating now. So maybe you yourself are a breath work facilitator, or you're thinking about it. And I heard, yeah, yes, yeah. And on the flip side of that, there's, I'm hearing like a break. Like, if you feel, and please, again, use your discernment, but if you feel like you're like just really, I think I was getting this earlier about like just having fun. If you just really need a break and you're like, oh, I feel like I'm doing, okay, I'm actually going through this myself, where I feel like I'm still listening to a lot of external guidance, and I'm like, yes, we all still need like friends. I just heard a song, Why Can't We Be Friends? I don't even know if it's for someone, friends and community and guidance. But if you feel like you've been like really, really like doing that hard, and you're like, oh, I just can't take any more guidance, if people's like, including me, if your voices are getting on your nerves, or like just like things that you really like loved before are just like agitating you, like, it's okay. Like, trust yourself, go within, take a break, go have fun, relax. Like, it's all a part of the process. Honestly, this is for me too. Oh, another thing, I'm about to end, but I just want to bring through overthinking, or like any past, I was talking about the past a few minutes ago, any past like behaviors, like whatever that is for you, whether it's like overthinking, maybe, like eating in excess to the point, and I say this with so much care, like, please, like, I am all for like refeeding yourself. Maybe you're like discovering intuitive eating and like refeeding. So I mean this more of like something that, like, I'll just use a personal example. I've been finding myself the last few days like overthinking, like my brain almost feels like it's like on overdrive, and I'm like, whoa, what is happening? And I know that I used to get stuck in these like overthinking loops. So and I heard someone else say this. This came through myself, and then I heard like a confirmation from, I don't remember who it was, but I'm very grateful that I heard this as an external confirmation of like, you've already like done this, meaning like release this. So when we say we like release patterns or release things, it doesn't mean, at least from my experience, it's never going to come back again. But like, you already have the tools in your toolbox, I guess, or your repertoire, or whatever word you would use. I don't know why, if repertoire makes sense. I just heard that. To like, pattern interruption. A lot of stuff about patterns is coming through. So like identifying the pattern. So we already have all of this, most likely. And if not, if you're just beginning, I guess you could maybe take notes, or, this is something you can dive into if you're interested. But like, yeah, if this is something you've already like for me, I've gone with the overthinking for so long, and I was like it felt like it was like ramping up. Yeah, do you hear that like motorcycle in the background? It was like, shoo! And I was like, what is happening? And I would just like stop. Oh, the water just dripped in my back again. Yeah, that word seepage is coming through. So it's like just sitting with it. I kept hearing breathe out. Yeah, like breathe through it, and like whatever tools you have. And if you are like, I don't know, I feel like I can't remember in this moment, like, please feel free to reach out and I can recommend some stuff. But yeah, there's just like, it's okay, you got this. It's okay that it's coming up. There's, like I was saying before, there's a lot of collective, just, I'm hearing like shit, junk, gunk, like just coming up. And so if you're still listening to this, you're probably very deeply tuned into the collective, or collectives, if you will. And yeah, it's like, just breathe it out and utilize what you already know helps you, whether that's getting into your body, movement, doing something creative. Like, I know for me, I was starting to like have that for a second, and then I was like, that's when I was like, oh, I feel like I need to record something. And that's something for me that, is like a creative outlet, and that I feel really connected to do. And so, yeah, for whatever, and before that I was cooking a meal, and I was like, oh, I got in this kitchen and I cleaned it, and then I started to cook, and it just felt so great because I love doing that, and I don't get to do it as often as I used to, like years ago. So that could be, it doesn't have to be cooking, but whatever that is for you. So yeah, it's just like a call to like really feel into what would help you just get out of that mental loop and, pattern disruption. And, just alchemize, transmute that, like, in real time, I'm hearing. Okay, I think that's all. Okay, now I just heard Spotlight from, Jennifer Hudson, maybe? Wow, I haven't heard that song in so long. So that could be relevant for someone. Okay, I keep wanting to end, but I keep hearing for some of you, not for all of you. I do feel like there's someone coming back around. Like, I'm seeing a revolving door, and like, I know, I don't know if this happened to anyone else, but I used to go into so many office buildings. I was a freelance court reporter for 10 years, and I was in a different location basically every day. And I would go into these like revolving doors, and like, I don't know what it was, but sometimes I wouldn't be able to go through it right away. I'd have to like wait for it to go around like multiple times. Or like if I was like, this is when I used to be like super busy, and I was like always exhausted and just on like pure adrenaline and cortisol, which that could be a message for someone. Maybe you're running on that, or maybe you've been detoxing from that for a long time and you're finally coming back into balance. But I would like walk in with someone, and they'd be like, why are you so close to me? Like, get away from me. Like, just, hilarious things. Anyway, but yeah, this is probably more likely metaphorical, where it's like, then sometimes I would be like, whoa, hold on, I can't go in yet. And I would like watch it go around like 3 times, and then finally like go in. So it's like someone's been like metaphorically on this like revolving door, and like, oh wait, did I go in too quick? Should I go back? Wait, maybe I shouldn't go yet. Maybe, so much like hesitation, and again, that overthinking. So you could be like empathically picking up on, 108 could also be relevant. I know that's like a very, I want to say Buddhist, but I could be wrong, but when they count the beads, like when you count in the mantra, it's like 108 mantra cycles, so that could be relevant for someone. But yeah, so yeah, I'm hearing yuga cycles. It's like you feel like you've been on a merry-go-round. This is very specific for someone, like for 108 yugas. It's kind of a joke, but yeah. So that I feel like there's someone that's about to come back in, like they're about to walk into that revolving door, and like you're right on the other side. So that's a fun little message for someone. I think maybe I'll do a separate recording, because I looked over, I honestly don't even know what I'm looking at. It looks like maybe like a nightlight or something. It's a square, and it's just like, it looks like extra illuminated. So for me, the square kind of represents I'm seeing Saturn, the planet Saturn. So like breaking free from these like restrictions, or like really heavy, I'm hearing like Metatronic reversal. That if you're really into like into that lingo, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, that's okay. yeah, there's just like these, my shoulders just got so heavy. So you might be releasing some, you know, like weight of the world programming, like you feel like you're carrying all the weight of the world. And because you've been like eliminating that, or I don't like the word eliminating, but like dropping that, yeah, there's like this freedom, this light, this illumination that's just like pouring through. You might be going through a glow up, or glow up can mean multiple things, but generally for me it's like because you're clearing these cellular patternings and any like, you know, just distortions that are then like starting to beam through the outside. And again, etherization from the blood, like it's coming from these higher realms, like seeping in through your cellular patterning that you've been clearing, and then like beaming outwards. And like all the lights that I can see right now, like, I mean, this happens often, but maybe you're starting to experience it. I'm like, I want to talk so fast, and I'm going to slow down the energy because it's coming through like lightning speed. Where, you know, you may have looked at lights and just looked at lights for most of your life, and then you started to notice like, oh, there's all these like beams coming off of them, and then, you know, maybe you're seeing like messages, or you're scrying through light. That's coming through a lot, because like, oh, and just turned 11:11 on the clock. So yeah, I just heard universal alignment. Now I'm hearing like the Lyran gateway and pre-matter liquid light. I feel like I could go on forever, so I think I'm going to end on this note. And yeah, another glitch in the computer. If anyone wants to, feel free to share in the comments, please do. I think that's all. If you got this far, thank you so much for listening, and I'm really not great with the like greetings and the hello, the goodbye. I'm working on it. So yeah, thanks.